Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a few more knives from Ozark Trail. If you guys are not familiar with Ozark Trail is Walmart's kind of outdoor brand. And for the past couple of years, they've been coming out with some really nice budget and or entry-level knives that have really shaken up the industry, especially the knife industry, because of how inexpensive they were, but that they were actually pretty good knives for what you were getting. And when I say pretty good, I mean not necessarily steel, but just overall as a package, a knife as a package, it was a pretty good deal. Now, if you guys follow the channel, you might have seen a video that I posted not that long ago regarding the 5 knives that I have right up here. That video actually is doing very, very well, and that's why I decided to pick up a couple more knives. I think a lot of people are, showed, interest in the knives and stuff like that. So these 5 are the knives that I picked up for 2025, October 2025 at Walmart, and is some of the knives that Ozark Trail released for, for this year. The 2 that you see over here are previous knives that were released by Ozark Trail over the past couple of years. That these are the 2 that kind of set everything off, especially the orange one here at the end. Now, I do want to mention that in that previous video, a lot of people were correcting me. I said that the orange knife was $5 or $5.50. It was actually $9. It's a little difficult to keep track of them because of the pricing and stuff like that. But I can tell you that that knife was $9. This one was about $5.50. The rest of these were all around $7.50, and then some of these are different prices as well. And the reason that I'm mentioning the price is because, again, for that price, you're getting a pretty good package as far as the knife goes. It's not going to be the best knife out there, but it's going to be a good knife, especially if you want to give it away as present, or if it's like an entry-level knife or something like that for somebody that's getting into knives. These are some good starting points for those folks. Now, in that video, and if you guys are interested, I will leave a link up here if you guys want to see that video, or at the end of this one, so you can check out more an in-depth look on these right here. And then I also have reviews on these, so I'll leave that link at the end of this video as well. But in that previous video that I recently posted, there was some comments regarding some well, I want to say a little bit higher end knives, and when I say higher end, I mean knives that Ozark Trail had added a couple extra features, or they actually stepped up the blade material to make it a little bit more higher end. And that is these 2 knives right here. Now, these other 2 right here are going to be at the $9 or $9.99 price point, and I went ahead and picked these up as well because I wanted to showcase pretty much a lot of the different options that you would have available if you wanted to go out there and pick them up. Now, I'm going to leave these 2 for the end. I'll review these later, and I'll go ahead and focus on both of these here. Now, in the other video, I did mention that what Ozark Trail is doing now is they're actually adding names to their knives. So this one right here is called the Sonder. Now, this, by all intents and purposes, is basically a black handle option of the orange one right there. That was pretty cool. I do love the orange one. That's, again, the one that kind of set everything off. I don't know if that one's also called the Sonder. I'm assuming that it is because it's basically the same knife, just in a different handle color, same material, and then blade color, but it is still the blade material. And these are actually D2 blades. So again, for $9. A D2 blade that has a crossbar and or axis lock, whatever it is that you want to call it. It does have a injection handle. The handle is injection molded. So again, it's not the best material out there, but for a $9 knife that has those 2 features and the actual crossbar lock, you really cannot go wrong with that. So let me go ahead and open this guy up so you guys can see it. And again, like I said, by all intents and purposes, it's basically the orange knife just with a black handle. So I'll set that one off to the side. And the blade is also not black like the one on the orange handle there is. So let's take a look at it. Oh yeah, perfect. Really, really smooth, as it should be. So again, this is a great, great, great model as far as an entry-level knife, but also a knife that I would definitely feel very comfortable throwing in and having it in a bag, in my glove compartment or something like that, that I can go and use it and beat on it and not have to worry about it, because again, I only paid $9 for it. So I know I had a comment on the other video. Somebody said that they end up picking up like 2 or 3 of them and then just have them just in case. I do the same thing, so I might go back and pick up one or two more of the black handle blade here, because I do have about two of the orange ones, but just to have them, because again, once they sold out, they might not carry them anymore. So you can see how fidgety this is. Very, very smooth to open and close. You can either use the actual lock to open and close, or you can use the thumb stud. So that is a really, really awesome option there. So I'll set that one up there. And again, that is the Sonder model. Now, I did find these at my local Walmart, and I was able to pick them up. They are behind the case, so in case you guys are looking for them, these right here were in a little display case, the little display round thing hanging up. But these other ones were inside of the case, so just make sure that if you don't see them in the display round thing on top of the table, you look inside of the case. Now the next one here is another one that I saw in the case right next to this one here, and this one's called the Nimbus. Similar in size, this one is 7 inches. The Sonder was 7.5 inches, and I think the majority of these up here were also 7.5 inches, with the exception of the big guy right here. That was, I think, 8.5 inches. So again, this one does have D2 steel as well, but it has an aluminum handle. And the reason that I picked all of these right here, I did mention in another video, is because these actually have tip up carry. So the pocket clip is oriented so that the tip is up. That's the way that I prefer to carry my knives. So that's why I ended up picking up those. The reason I mentioned that is because they do have a couple of other versions or models that are tipped down. So, you know, this is not every single option that they have. But if you guys are interested, you know, definitely check that out. But I prefer tip up carry, and that's why I went with these. So this one right here, the handles are a little bit chunkier because, again, you do have the aluminum scales, but also you have liners on the inside there. So this is the Nimbus. I do like this color combination. This blue looks really, really nice. And then with this color handle or blade right there. Now it is a liner lock, so you go ahead and disengage the liner, and it closes pretty smoothly. You do have a flipper there that is going to allow you to deploy the blade, and flies out very nicely. Now on the blade you do have the D2 marking there. The other knives do not have the marking of the blade steel on the blade. I believe somebody mentioned that these are 3C, I want to say. Again, not too familiar with that seal, but I can tell you from using them a little bit here and there that you do have to either touch it up or sharpen it, you know, pretty often if you use it a lot. The pocket clip is reversible, as it is in pretty much all of the knives here. And that's a really cool feature. I think the only one that did not have a reversible pocket clip was this guy here. Now this white one is still available. This one was actually one that was carried over from last year, but it is still available. I did see it this year as well. That one did not have a reversible pocket clip, so that was only right-hand carry. All of the other ones do have a reversible clip, so you can swap it to right or left-hand carry, which is really nice. So again, the Nimbus here, nothing special in my opinion, but it's a good beater knife. Again, if you like aluminum handles as opposed to the you know, the other you know, type of handles, then you can go ahead and pick this guy up. There's a little bit of a blemish right there. Again, you're paying $9 for these knives, so they're not going to be 100% perfect. I can tell you with all of the knives, you know, there was a little, you know, maybe a little snag here or there or something like that. But as long as the knife deploys very quickly, as you can see right there, with the use of the thumb studs or with the use of the flipper, I'm happy with that. So the Nimbus, that is another really cool option. All right, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the last two right here. Now, this one right here, I did find in stores. It was available with these two also behind the case. This one right here, I had actually picked up through Walmart's website, and I bought it, and the next day it delivered because I didn't have it at my local Walmart. I actually found these at another Walmart, so this was not available. So I decided to order it, and it came very, very quickly. And I had the option of either getting it in a box or getting it in a clamshell. So I decided to get it in the box just so I could see what, you know, how the packaging was and stuff like that. So I'll leave that one to the end. We'll take a look at this one here. This one is called the Elevation. Again, 7.5 inches. This one, again, it is ball bearing opening, and it is a G10 handle. And the main difference is that this has actually a 12C27 steel. So that is the steel on the blade. And The other big difference is that instead of having the crossbar lock or whatever it is that you want to call that lock, this one has a button lock. So another really cool offering. Now, as far as price point goes, this is where some of those extra features on the knife will push the price point up a little bit. So this one here, with the button lock and the 12C27 steel, the elevation is going to run you $24.99. All right, so about $25. Again, still a really good deal for it, but obviously now you're going from the $9.99 and or $9.99, $7.99 or $7.50, and or $9 or $5 up to $19 or $24.99. So a little bit of an increase there, but again, you're getting a little bit better steel on the blade, and you're getting the button lock and the G10 handle. So let me go ahead and press that. As you guys saw there, very, very nice and smooth closing. I love the green and orange colorway here. It looks really, really awesome. So you have this little backspacer here, which creates the lanyard hole as well. And then you have your pocket clip right here. Again, this one is reversible, tip up carry, which is the way that I like it. And then you have dual thumb studs here that you can use to deploy the blade, a little bit of jimping at the top, and then that blade profile is really, really awesome. I love that blade profile. And then again, you do have the blade steel marked on the blade there, which is 12C27. So really, really awesome option. I was so glad that I was able to pick this one up in the store. It wasn't available to order when I ordered the other one. So, I had my eye out on it. It was recommended for me to check out this one and this one. So, obviously I had my eye out for them, and I was so glad that I was able to see them. So the elevation right here, this is going to be, again, a little bit better material or more premium materials in the blade. The handle is G10, and then the button lock. So that's where you're getting the $24.99 price point at. And then last but not least is going to be this one here. Like I mentioned, I opted for the box packaging just to see what it looked like. This one here is the Valor. And if you guys are familiar with this knife, you know what it's all about. But if not, then you'll take a look at it here in a second. 7.5-inch folding knife. So again, this one is called the Valor. And here it is. All right, so we'll set the box off to the side here. And here is the Valor. So this has a lot of similarities as far as the look of it to some higher end knives from another company. I won't mention who they are, but if you guys know, then you know, especially if you're in the knife community. This is going to be, one of those that's going to be very similar to that knife. Obviously, you have aluminum handles here, and then you have that same kind of blue coloring that the Nimbus had here. The Nimbus is a little bit shinier. This one is going to be more of a matte blue there, but I do love that color on the handle. I think it's really, really awesome. Again, the crossbar lock right here on this one. You have your reversible pocket clip, tip up, left and or right hand carry, and then you have your backspacer right here in black that actually creates the lanyard hole just like the elevation right here. Thumb studs, dual thumb studs to deploy the blade, and then here's the star of the show, is your blade right there. So check out that Tonto blade in this kind of bronze finish on there. I love the fact that they added that colorway. You don't see a lot of blades that color, so I think it matches it really nice. The the handle color to the blade color, and then again printed here on the blade. This blade steel on this is going to be 14C28N. So a little bit upgrade steel from the 3C or 3C that you're going to get on this one, and also on the elevation. So that's where the price point kind of goes up a little bit. Now this one here is actually $19.99 is the price point from Walmart directly. So again, at 20 bucks, you're going to get a really, really awesome knife. Now I did mention that a lot of these knives, I probably would not carry them as part of my EDC, just because, blade steel, if I end up using it a lot, I'm not the type of person that I like sharpening my knife, so I prefer higher end blade steels. But something like the Valor here and the Elevation, I think are pretty good blade steels that I would carry both of these as part of my EDC. So these two are probably going to go in my EDC rotation. The rest of these are either going to go, like on top of my desk so I can fidget with them, which I do end up doing. doing. These two kind of live on my desk and I use them to fidget a lot. Or they will go into like bags or a glove compartment or different, different areas that I could have a nice reliable knife at and use it whenever I need it. But again, if it's not something that I'm using every day, then it's going to be sharp because I will make sure that they are sharpened. That way they are nice and sharp and available whenever I need them. So again, one last look at the new additions here to the Ozark Trail family. So, if you guys have a Walmart in your area and you want to go ahead and check them out, I definitely recommend that you do. I think they're really, really awesome options. Again, these two are going to be at the $9.99 price point. The Elevation here is going to be $24.99, and then the Valor is going to be $19.99. If not, the ones up here, again, if you guys want to check out that video to get a closer look at them, these are going to be at the $7.50 range or $7.99 or something like that. And then, like I mentioned, the white one is still available. I'm not sure if that stayed at the $5.50 price point or if it went up to the $7 price point like the other ones did. And I think the orange one is still available through Walmart's website as well. So now you have the option of getting the black one or the orange one. And don't quote me on this, but I think they might have one or two more colors in this one here, the Sonder. So again, if you want a nice entry-level beater knife with some decent steel, because you do get D2 on those, that is a great option at $9.99. So there it is. I just wanted to go ahead and showcase the new addition or the further additions to the Ozark Trail family for my knife collection. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.